I'm Madals, and this is game number 3 of a best of 3. Quarterfinals from Go for SC2 Thursday, and spawning up in the top left-hand position of merry-go-round, we've got the red Protoss player. It is Moop. And his opponent to the south, representing S-Forge, it's IceTea. I thought of another possibility. I've been giving HOA some thought of what it could be. Because there's an axe and what looks a bit like a sword or something, or maybe not a sword, I don't really know what that is. And because it's a Blizzard game, it could be Heroes of Azeroth. But that wouldn't really make much sense because it's StarCraft 2. Who knows? Maybe it could be. I think I'm quite impressed that I thought of that. It could be Heroes of Azeroth. I'm trying to think of anything else it could be. Let me know in Twitch chat. What do you reckon it could be? HOA stands for Google is not allowed. That would be cheating. Anyway. Again, Gateway Expand coming down from Moop. Same as last game. Safer play from IceTea though. IceTea, he went for a 14 pull. Playing things nice and steady. Nothing too crazy. Moop. Is he going to go for the same 3-gate mass Zeta play he's done in game number 1 and game number 2? Time will tell. Quick Scout comes down. He won't find his opponent first. However, IceTea does discover the location of Moop with his first Overlord. IceTea just gone for a nice safe pull into that hatch. Cybercore on its way down. Of course, the gateway has been seen, and that's the only thing that actually needs to get spotted. For IceTea to feel pretty safe knowing that his opponent's going for a gateway expand as opposed to a Forge Fast where there could be cannons. Still checking on by. Probe. Gonna get the first little look at IceTea's base now. Sees the natural. Gonna want to come and check up into the main. Get a timing on certain things. We'll see the spawning pool finished. We'll know that it's pool first therefore. Doesn't see any gas. Sees a couple of lings popping in and out. That poor probe is going to die. Not a chance for it on creep. Down it goes. Natural base coming on through though from Moop. He's on the 1 gas just as we've seen in game 1-2. Warp Gate Tech on its way down and it is being chrono boosted. So that does make it quite likely that we'll see from Moop yet again that 4 gateway opening off of 2 bases. Couple of lings bounding on by. Bounding happily. Are they going to come up and check? The Overlord can see just the edge here, so we'll see if one of the gateways is down, but that's not a giveaway. 2 lings coming in off. They're going to take a little look. Moop up to 300 minerals now. Needs to start some of those gateways ideally. Zeta getting actually a really nice little pick off there. Okay, 2 of the gates. Okay, can that gate be seen? No, it can't. 3rd gate can, though. Will the Overlord move to come and check? Will it just suspect? Warp Gate Tech half done. Yeah, it suspects immediately. IceTea already going for the Roach Run. Now, this is one of the dangers. Going for the same build time and time again gives your opponent time to try and prepare for it. Lets them think outside of the game. Okay, what am I going to do to combat this? Moving in to the mid game. This early Roach Run is the right response if it's only Zealots. Spines coming down as well. Of course, Stalkers would still be a threat. There's no natural base, so IceTea's had to... Sorry, no 3rd base. IceTea has had to cut that 3rd base in order to go for this. Chrono boosting on that Warp Gate Tech has allowed it to finish. The Warp Gate's already morphing on through. Pylon for Moop in a nice spot. He knows there's no 3rd at the moment. Is he going to go for Zealots? Yes. He has enough money for a couple of Stalkers, but not choosing to spend any yet. That could come back to be a problem for him, because the Roaches are already nearly here. Zergling speed has not been started. Only the gas going in to Roaches. There's 4 Queens in a nice spread. Moop probably not going to be able to move up here. Especially if he sees the Roaches. Unfortunately, morphing in 3 more Zealots. That's not ideal. He needs some Stalkers. Still hasn't come up to check though. The Roach count is just too high now. There's no way these zealots can do anything. They should just back out as soon as they see the roaches. Yep. Backing away. 1 or 2 may go down on the escape. Turning to fight. Trying to pick up some of these lings. Managed to pick off most of them. Overall resources lost, 450 on each side. A couple of stalkers warping in. Time warp even going to be used. The zealots are going to go for this. The time warp will allow the zealots to close up the distance, but I just don't think there's enough of them. The roach count too high at the moment for 4 stalkers to deal with. They back away. This has been successfully defended. IceTea needs to start up his 3rd base ASAP though. If he doesn't get that going quickly, he is going to start falling behind economically. Already we've got the Robo coming on through now for Moop. There's a good response coming down from IceTea, who's just gone for a big wave of drones. He's up at 41. This is the best position IceTea has been in any of the games up against Moop so far. Still playing solid, still waiting to see what could come on through. Moop, with the stalkers, with the sentries at the front, needs to find some way to catch back up. He committed a lot to that, a lot of zealots, and while he did some nice damage, he lost about 500 more minerals. Minerals aren't the end of the world though. Waiting, still checking. 3rd base coming on through. Got another sneaky pylon here. Moop can't see the 3rd base though. He hasn't scouted it either. So he doesn't know it's coming down here yet. But a little backdoor with some zealots or something could be very frustrating. Now +1 carapace is on its way. And that's the right move because there's roaches and lings. Both are really required to make this work at the moment. Checking on through. A couple of drones transferring across. Moop still... Okay, Moop has seen this base now. Is he going to go and go for it with a couple of zealots? Probably not. Mortal coming on down. We've got additional gases getting taken. A few additional gateways also on their way. Moop looking to go for some kind of immortal sentry all in. Most likely. May try for a 3rd, although I think that'd be quite a risky move. Still got this pylon here, which is in a really nice spot. Ling checking to see if there's the 3rd base. Only the 1 immortal. Where is this? Okay, only 1 immortal and moving out. That is very strange. I just don't think there's not enough with only 1 immortal. You need 2 immortals against this volume of roaches. No 2nd immortal in production either. This is very interesting. A couple of units need to get warped in here. Just a few zealots. Making sure that pylon can't get taken down. Good warp in positioning, just meaning there's absolutely 0 chance that those lings would be able to ever pick off that pylon. A lot of roaches here though. Not enough energy for a mass recall. Time warp being used. The immortal getting some good damage down. The stalkers at the front having to tank up a sizable amount of damage though. More warpings coming on through. More stalkers. They're getting focused though quickly. Overall Moop taking quite a nice trade here. The roaches a bit indecisive with what they're focusing on. That immortal at the back just dishing out so much damage. If it keeps up, he'll be strong. It's a bit out of range at the moment. Needs to get in there into the fight. The roaches having to pull away. They're taking even more fire. 3rd base now of IceTea is going to run into some problems. Down goes the queen. A couple more roaches are going to be popping on out. But still, the immortal doing a lot. Another immortal has already popped. The 3rd base needs to be picked off for this to be worthwhile. Even with a good amount of roach damage done. Down goes that 3rd. That is a beautiful snipe. Moop is in a strong position. If we come and check up here, he is supply block trying to make another immortal. He does already have a 2nd one. Unfortunately, it's a bit blocked at the moment by a fat zealot. Silly zealot. Moop needs to identify that pretty quickly, that he doesn't have that 2nd immortal coming on through if he did want to continue on the push. But regardless, he's done enough damage. Taking out that 3rd is the only real aim that you've got. He's taking his own 3rd behind this. So he's going to be up a base for at least a couple of seconds. Macro Hatch trying to come through from IceTea. He's also moving forward with some roaches. He sees this coming. 2nd immortal was just picked off. That's a bit of a problem. Time warp now being used. These roaches are going to run into some problems. The force field's not great. Don't really trap anything. Do prevent some of these units from chasing down. A couple of roaches are going to get taken out on the retreat. Overall resources lost. Moop trading more cost effectively than his opponent. He's also up in the workers. More roaches coming on through here. Still no drones being produced at the moment from IceTea. He doesn't have a base to put them on, and he's already fully saturated at his main and natural. Sitting on just the 3 gases, not 4. Hasn't gone up to a lair yet. Actually, I take that back. He has. It's the natural. 2 immortals now. Edging on forward. There's no... Okay, Proxy Pylon is coming through. One lone little changeling. Is it going to be discovered? He's just like, don't worry guys, I'm a zealot. I'm a zealot. I'm a zealot going a different way to the rest of your army. Moop. Not realizing the changeling, advancing forward. Warp Prism going to really help here as well, allowing some more units to come on through. The third base again going to be the target of Moop. He's got his own third up, remember, he's producing probes. Up at 61 already. In terms of his gateway count, 8 gates. That's a decent amount of production. Moop moving around towards the third now. This third base going to start running into problems. The Warp Prism powering up, going to allow some more warp ins. Down goes that third. IceTea not even trying to defend it at the moment. I don't think he could have done. A few more shots of damage coming on in. Looking all pretty nice at the moment. Third trying to get taken on the other side. Robotics Bay coming on through as well. Colossus Tech on its way. No photon cannon here. That's an interesting choice. Means that these lings are going to be a bit irritating. A couple of zealots warping on through, but the roaches should be enough to stop that. What is Moop going to do about this? He's going to mass recall. Big response, but he wants that third. He knows he's really far ahead, so he doesn't want to go for a risky play like he did in the last game where he went for the base trade. Robo Bay, done. First Colossus should be getting started momentarily once money allows. But it probably won't be out in time to deal with this push from IceTea. IceTea sees that the watchtower is taken. There's two Immortals in that composition. The Immortals going to be the big damage dealers here. Good number of sentries as well. The trouble for IceTea is he's invested so heavily in these roaches that if he doesn't utilize them, they're dead supply. They're money that's been tied up in an investment that is not paying dividends. He's got to make sure that he does something with them. He hasn't been able to defend that third. He's only now just got a third up. It's 17 minutes into the game. He's down by, what is 24 workers. It's really starting to hurt for him. One observer coming on through before the Colossus. Blink also on its way. That's going to help as well. The roaches are going to have an upgrade advantage. They're going to be at probably 1-1 before any trades come through. That could be quite helpful. This small little hit squad might be able to take down a zealot, but risks a lot more damage being done to it. One roach manages to get in the base, sees the fact that Colossus Tech is coming. Good couple of roaches taken down. A few zealots also moving on forward. They are not going to be long on this map, especially if the roaches come on through. That is a lot of roaches and very few zealots. Down there you go. Pretty pronto. Nice takedown there. Still no Colossus coming down on the field. Instead of Templar Archives, there's the second robotic facility. Whoop. Extended Thermal Lance is on its way. Couple of force fields coming down. Whoa, that is a lot of roaches caught. A lot of roaches caught. Burrow Tech is finished, but there's an observer. There's no saving those roaches now. They're going to have to try and fight. Not going to help too much. Tunneling Claws is now done, but of course the observer is here. That is some good pickoffs. Getting pretty far ahead in terms of the army supply now. Or catching up in the army supply at least. Moving forward. Third base going to go down. Moop is going to get himself in a base trade yet again though as these roaches come to counterattack. The difference is the Mothership Core has enough energy to recall. So the third gets taken down. Recall coming on through to the natural base. Bit awkward coming to the natural. Just because obviously the third will now almost certainly die off. I don't think the units can get out of there quickly enough single file. Moving on down, there's the third base picked up. Both players back to 2 bases. Army supply is favouring IceTea, but look at his army. It's comprised of only roaches. Whoa, that is a lot of High Templar getting Storm. That is a lot of High Templar. That could be some nice Storms coming on through. Remember, this is tied 1-1. The winner of this advances on into the semi-finals. More roaches getting pumped on down. Still just 46 drones. The main base mined out for both players. Natural heavily oversaturated. Third getting taken by Moop. And he's also got a fourth. Would be quite a good move to transfer some of these probes. A couple of photon cannons also coming in at the natural, prevent any counterattacks like that again. That base is going to have to get cancelled. I don't think that can be saved. Depends whether it's actually engaged upon. The Colossus a bit to the side. Those High Templar are exposed. Whoop. Oh, Sonic Storm not yet done. The High Templar taking quite a bit of fire. The Colossus are completely surrounded. The positioning overall from Moop is the best it could possibly hope for. He's got a complete surround. IceTea, he's pushing on through. Moop is completely surrounded at the moment. Is he going to have enough to stop this? The Roaches are trying to fight. The Colossus staying up for now. They're going to have to try and back away. Good burrow, unburrow coming on through. A Colossus gets sniped off. The positioning there, the surround was absolutely perfect. Moop, I think, slightly annoyed with where he took that fight. He was so far ahead. I don't know if this can do it. GG. IceTea is going to take this. And Moop, I hate to say it, he threw that a bit in that fight at the end. But congratulations by IceTea. A beautiful surround. He was able to win that game just through sheer determination.